So I have a question for you. Whose needs should come first, the husband's or the wife's? I realize that is a debatable topic, and I'm fine if you debate it. Actually, the more you debate it, the better, because it'll help you become clear with what do you actually believe. I don't ever really expect y'all to fully agree with the things that I'm saying, but I am trying to provoke some thought into you in terms of what you're doing in your relationship, what's working and what's not working. Because one size doesn't fit all, but I do want you to stop and take a look at this. Whose needs come first? Now, my own personal belief and my professional belief is that the man should always put his wife's needs ahead of his own. And some guys hear that and they go, okay, that's fine, then she should put mine first. Okay, that sounds all right if it's just the two of you. But what if there's children? I've never really met a woman who wasn't worth her salt that she put the children's needs above her own. And so a lot of times the children's needs are going to come first. And then a lot of times maybe her job does. And then maybe herself comes third because she's exhausted because she put the children and her job before her. And the husband a lot of times will come in fourth or fifth on her list. And guys go, man, that's not fair. I don't like that. I agree it doesn't sound fair, but that's generally how it kind of pans out. And the guy who can be okay with that is the guy who lives happily ever after. But the guy who's always guilting his wife and making her feel bad and saying, you always put me after the kids, you always put me after your job, and he's always complaining about it, that guy's needs will only probably ever get met tit for tat. But the guy who is okay with the math on this and doesn't complain about it and just kind of realizes maybe that's how it is, the woman will be so appreciative that he's not making her feel bad that she's going to bend over backwards to make sure he is more than satisfied. Now, ladies, if your guy is, 7th, 8th, or 9th on your list, you got some major problems here in your prioritization. Because your man needs to come in 4th, maybe 5th, depending if you got like older parents. Maybe you're having to put them ahead of yourself. But I need you to be mindful of this kind of math, people. There's a scripture that I like in the New Testament, in the book of Ephesians, chapter 5. And I think it's 5:25. It says, husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church. Now, when I was a younger guy, I didn't really know what that meant. I was like, Jesus loved the church a whole bunch. I didn't really know what that meant. But as I've gotten older, I've realized what that means is that Christ died for the church. And so, guys, the secret to really kind of making this work is to kind of realize it's not about me, it's about her. And to put your needs, your wife's needs ahead of your own. And when you can selflessly do that, I'm telling you, things have a lot better flow. I meet a lot of guys who they see women as equal and that is their positioning. I realize that sounds good, but if you're expecting your woman to be as strong as you and you're a pretty strong guy, that's setting up a dynamic where you're going to force your woman to become something she doesn't want to be. So give this some thought as to what I'm saying. I don't really care if you agree with this right offhand, but be slow to dismiss it, because I am trying to bring you guys more peace and confidence and relationship satisfaction. That's what great partners do, and that's what they have. Y'all have a good day. Thank you for tuning in.